All righty. What's up, everyone? AJ Writes Crypto Thursday, It's March 20th already. The time goes by much faster these days. It makes me sad. It makes me so sad. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. We got Brandon McLean, SWFL Crypto, Desert, Jonathan, Texas, G, Juan, Burton, High Vibe, Seth, Randy. Shout out to Randy. Appreciate y'all. It's good to see you. 1 month until 420, Mr. Mojo quickly points out in the chat. There's his contribution to the Geiger community today. I do appreciate you. That is very observant of you, sir. Very cool. Today is so we got a couple things going on today on today's show. So you know, I had an idea. I said, you know what? I want to go over every chart in the top 100. Every single chart. And I'm going to do that 20 coins at a time starting today. And in each thing, we're going to quickly go over market cap, tokenomics, all that. We're going to quickly go over the chart. If there's any, head and shoulders, Adam Eve, cup and handle, anything like that, you will know. Any significant levels, not scalp levels, but significant levels, you will know. And I think it's a smart thing to do to systematically go through the entire top 100 and set some alarms and kind of keep tabs on things a little bit closer than everyone else. I think the secret to reacting to the market is having the alarm set, and I want you guys to be prepared. So I think over the next handful of live streams, we are going to go over every single chart in the top 100. It's that simple. We got to go through every single one. The thing is, today, today we might be a little bit longer of a stream today because it kind of depends on what happens here. Because as you can see on this news story right here, Donald Trump is reportedly making a big announcement for the next steps in crypto policy at a digital asset summit on Thursday. Well, guess what? And today is Thursday. Today is Thursday, and we actually have an eye on this live stream right here on Blockworks. And apparently at 10:45 is what I saw, Trump is going to start saying things. But doesn't really look like he's on stage yet. He's not there yet. We're going to have to keep an eye on this and switch over to this when he takes the stage. So that's a thing. That's a whole thing there. Also, I wanted to quickly point out to you guys is that the today and tomorrow are the last 2 days for the Bitunix giveaway. If you're not already signed up for Bitunix, click the link down below. Get yourself signed up. It's no VPN, no KYC, no headache. Heavy order books, a lot of volume. The Telegram group got peppered with setups yesterday. I did TA 4 hours yesterday. I was plugged in. And the final result, I try. There are times I could put 20 charts in the group, but I don't want to overwhelm people. Some traders are like, I like it when you post 2 charts, and people are like, no, I like having more. So yesterday we went ham in the Telegram group, and a lot of those positions haven't worked out yet. So if you want to catch up on all the new positions, sign up for the Telegram group today. There's a lot going on there, but this Bitunix giveaway is still live. 5 lucky winners will get $100 in crypto. 3 people get 6 months for free in the Telegram. If you're already in the Telegram and you win, it will be tacked onto your current subscription. And the grand prize is 1 year in the group, the new Grogger merch, and $250 in crypto. You have to follow, like, retweet, and sign up for Bitunix to enter the giveaway. As you can see, there are only 99 retweets down there. So, and there's 9 winners. So right now, you basically got about a 9% chance to win this giveaway as it stands, since there's 9 winners and only 99 retweets, because I do Twitter picker from the retweets. Okay, so hey, that's pretty good odds. So I'd get over there, and if you get chosen and you don't have a Bitunix ID, we go to the next person. So make sure you sign up for Bitunix as well. That is a requirement for the giveaway. And if you stayed in touch with any of the things, not this weekend, next weekend, I'm meeting up with Sonny Liu, the founder of VeChain, in DC. We are going to have some pretty heavy conversations there about what we are about to do. We are doing 4 long-term podcasts this year. All right. And the first one will be filmed the week before the UFC fight in April. So I'll be in Miami for a little bit there. And for each podcast we do, we're giving away a Tesla Model 3. So it will be very clear how I've getting a lot of messages. How do I sign up for the Tesla giveaway? Where's the Tesla giveaway? How blah, blah. It's not posted yet. And once it gets posted, it will be very cut and dry what you need to do to be entered. That's the thing. So guys, we're giving away 4 Teslas this year on AJ Writes Crypto. So stay tuned. I'm going to do a lot of giveaways. I'm also on the phone at 3 p.m. with Paul Zitzer from Skate Park of Tampa. Tampa Pro is the largest outside of X Games. Is basically it's the largest professional skateboard competition in the country, and like a single competition, not like a series like SLS or whatever. Anyway, we are going to have the kind of lock it down about me sponsoring that contest as a YouTuber. It's been something I've been wanting to do to kind of try to reach out to different demographics, people that aren't exactly like in crypto, and try to I'm not going to try to sell them on a coin. I'm not going to try to sell them anything. It's like, hey, like financial education is extremely important. When I was in my late teens and my 20s, and I was just a punk ass kid, and I was at the skate park, like I didn't know what an ROI was. I didn't know what it meant to invest money or to be financially literate. And I think it's important to make financial education cool. And that's certainly some of my goals. And I will be giving away $5,000 to my favorite trick of the weekend, to the skater who lands it. And then I'll also be giving away $5,000 to the audience, the people who watch the competition. And of course, this community, you will see the giveaway. You will be able to enter the giveaway. And maybe, someone that watches it online. So, if you watch the competition, you very well could, get involved in that giveaway as well. So, certainly trying to do some different things to try to tap into some different communities there. It's a gamble. It might be a total flop, but I think it's worth trying. No one else is doing anything like that. And giving away Tesla, sponsoring skateboard competitions. So I'm trying. I'm doing something different. And we have been certainly live stream heavy here on the channel lately. Not as many other videos outside of the live streams for now. There will certainly come a time. We are moving to Washington in less than a month, basically after the UFC fight, after the Tesla giveaway. I'm going to go dark on YouTube for about a week or two because I'll be moving. I'll still be active on Twitter. I'll still be active in the Telegram group. So don't worry about that. But we will be moving. And once I move, we are doing less live streams. There will be 1 members only a week and probably 1 normal a week, maybe 2 normal a week. But at that point, I'm already live streaming 3 times. So I'm trying to come back to 2 live streams a week and to do a lot more pre-recorded videos. And I think that's certainly the way to grow. I've thrown around a couple ideas, and I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you. I think, honestly, I think AJ Writes Crypto, the channel, is compromised. I think that it got reported a lot by people who didn't like me when I first started my channel, and my channel got taken down about a year ago, early on at the first office. And since then, I have been deadlocked at 16.8 thousand subscribers. Locked in. It fluctuates to 9. It goes back to 8. It goes back to 9. It goes back to 8. I'm talking months, guys. And we do a lot of content here. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't done as many pre-records lately, but it's actually because I think I'm probably wasting my time. I think that this channel is shadow banned. I honestly think that. To remedy this, the live streams will be left on this channel, AJ Writes Crypto, because you guys are already here. What I'm going to do, once I set up my new studio in Washington, and of course, I'm going to be a new dad, and I'm going to be busy, but I have time to make a 12-minute YouTube video every single day. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make a nightly, it's going to be a PM show That's a nightly crypto overview. That is like the top news story of the day, maybe the second news story of the day, and then 3 hot charts that I'm looking at with levels, stop losses, everything. And if you want more charts, check out the Telegram group. And it's going to be like a quick rapid fire video that's packed full of information, that's easy to watch, that's digestible, that's going to be, that's kind of aimed at the traders. That's like, hey, these are 3 setups I'm looking at, 2 setups I'm looking at. And if you want more, come to the group. And I'm going to do that every single day. And I think the Altcoin Daily approach of doing something every day, kind of training your audience to, hey, we do this every day. I think it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a sacrifice, but I think with where I am in crypto, it's worth a shot. I mean, to watch my Twitter following grow by over 20,000 followers in a year, and for my YouTube to be gridlocked at 16.8 for months, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And I don't, it's not a lack of effort. It's not a lack of community or a lack of base. It's a matter of this channel was reported falsely to the point it got taken down. And once it was returned, it got shadow banned. It's that simple. So this channel will still be the channel where I do the live streams because of all the membership. So all the live streams I do will still be here. But I am going to have to pivot to like my everyday videos on a different channel for the sake of consistency. It's one of those things that I have to do. And I think I could get to a point where if I could get this channel to 20,000 and get the other channel to 20,000, I could be doing both, and I'm fine with that. To do my live streams on one and my normal videos on another, like my price predictions, portfolio reviews, everything else. I think that it will be a true test of a true barometer of, what I'm doing. And not to mention, like, there's a lot going on in the back that I don't, that you guys don't know about. I got some pretty serious interviews lined up. I got some pretty serious sponsorships lined up. Like, I am kind of breaking off from like the normal crypto YouTuber trajectory, and I'm kind of going the AJ route and doing things other people can't do. And I can do that with a shadow banned YouTube channel and a brand new one. Like I believe in myself. I believe in my community. I believe, thank you, Brady. AJ is easily one of the best crypto influencers out there. I mean, I believe that in my heart. I work hard. I know how much I study. I know how much I trade. I know how much time I put in. I know what it's like. Some people kind of talk about it. I kind of be about it, so it's one of those things where it's one of those things. I have to do something differently. I can't just sit here on a shadow ban channel forever. It's not okay. It sucks, dude. It sucks. So it's one of those things that's like, I have to do something else. I have to start a new channel, and that's fine. I can make a 12-minute video or 10-minute video every single day and then do my live streams here. That's what I'm going to do. And I think it will be a thing. Release the full Gary Cardone interview, SWFL. Dude, I wanted to, but dude, it's such a weird interview, man. Dude, the guy just talks, dude. Holy shit. Like, he's a nice guy, but for the love of God, dude, like I don't know. It wasn't that good of an interview, man. Like, he's a really nice guy, dude. He's a great dude. I'm not taking a shot at him at all. The interview was just wonky, bro. It was just a weird interview. Maybe I will, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, man, I appreciate all of the, 110 Productions. No, we can't just follow you to a new channel. Ben seriously let me down. I'm glad you're here. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. Hey, man, listen, this live stream is still going to be on this channel. If all you want is the live streams, you're here. But, when I start my other channel and I start doing, daily videos, daily TA updates on the other channel, all it takes is a click, follow, bell, like, that's it. It's very easy. So, it is what it is, man. I have to make a big change, and there's a lot of things changing. I mean, I'm moving across the country. I'm having a baby. I got a lot of things going on, and I have to keep pushing. I have to try. I have to do something else. So, worth a shot. Shout out to all the people. Karen, you're probably right, but I mean, guys, this was 7 months ago. You know, it's whatever. All right, so let's get into the rest of the show. Jay Chains, I know you've been sitting here for like 15 minutes. What's up, dude? Sorry about that.
No, you're good, man. I was trying to watch the that Blockworks Digital Assets Summit, see if Trump came on. Man, he missed his time. He was supposed to be on at 10:40. The agenda on the website said virtual 10:40 to 10:45 on the main stage. Having nothing. He missed it.
Okay.
No call, no show. You fired, Trump. But I'm good, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry. Yeah, so dude, we gotta
I'm excited about going through we're going through the top 20. Is that right today?
Yep, we're gonna go through the top 20. We're gonna miss the stablecoin. So really like, and we're gonna, you know, Lido and wrap Bitcoin. I don't care about any of that. So we're probably gonna go over like 15 charts today.
Okay.
But let's kind of get into that. So first of all,
smash the like button. First of all,
Thursday. We're doing the live stream tomorrow too, right?
Today, on Friday?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we?
Okay. I didn't know if you
come on, baby, let's get it. Crypto doesn't sleep. Why would we?
Facts. And also members only tomorrow, 100%. I'm sorry I missed it last week with everything going on. Yeah, my fiance is pregnant. We're moving across the country. There's a lot going on right now, and I do apologize, you know, for my lack of. But I'm merely a single man. You know what I mean? And I do give this my all, and I'm really excited to get to the island, man. I'm bummed that, you know, we're kind of splitting up, but we'll still do, you know, a video together every week. You'll still be on my normal live stream every week. So that you'll be there. I just wish I could put you in a bag and bring you to an island in Washington.
Yeah, plane ride is always a plane ride.
That's true.
No big deal.
I'll fly you out whenever, dude. Let me know.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, dude. Much love. So, guys, of course, if you missed it, you just got here. There are 116 people currently on YouTube. A little low today, but it's all good.
Smash that like
more than that on Twitter. But guys, the viewers that are here, please smash the likes. That really helps this live stream get put into the algorithm, and I really appreciate if you did that. If you are just showing up, of course, Bitunix giveaway still. Hey, it went from 99 to 104. So guys, get over there. You've got like a 9% chance to win right now. Well, like 8.8% chance at this point. So get on over there.
Quietly.
Keeping an eye out for the Trump Digital Asset Summit. Jay Chains has his eye on the other screen to see when he takes the stage. We are going to pivot to that when we can. Jay Chains and I, before I get into the top 20 overview, we were kind of talking about, you know, what's going to be the catalyst what's going to be the news story that takes us to that next level. XRP case getting dropped didn't do much.
Solana ETF
didn't do much. I think it's going to be once there is clear cut regulation, crystal clear regulation.
Do you think there's any weight to the fact that we heard kind of whether it was I don't want to say factual, but a rumor or whatever, right? Because it came from Brad. It didn't come from the SEC, right? So the timing of that with now Trump's supposed to be talking at the Digital Asset Summit, supposed to be making, the rumor is supposed to be making some massive announcement. Do you think like we clear the XRP Ripple case with the SEC and then he announces strategic reserve today?
I mean, strategic reserve would kind of be a nothing burger because we already know. I think it's going to have something to do with some sort of like regulation task force or something, dude. It has to be more than what we know, in my opinion. You know?
The only thing that's going to move needles, though, is them saying, you know, strategically, you know, we're taking the 219,000 Bitcoin that we've got. We are going, the goal is to build it up to 1 million. So this is our plan to, you know, over the next 5-10 years, whatever, to build our supply up that way. We've got all of these assets that are currently held by the department or whoever holds, you know, these assets. I think it's the marshals, maybe, you know, so those, now we've got numbers that, and then we've got projections and plans to add to this so that we've you know, into the millions or billions or whatever it needs to be.
Yeah.
Numbers are like the only thing that I think that are going to move needles because people want to see, oh, if the government's going to buy 1 million Bitcoin, like I got to get it because.
Well, that's it's all relevant, bro. It's all relevant for sure. But when I see stories like this, Coinbase calls for the SEC to take steps to clarify digital asset regulation as Trump era shifts reality. Like, It is very clear. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce asked for input.
Flip it over to the digital hat. They just put Trump's picture up on the screen.
Okay.
So he's probably
how newly created crypto task force should approach crypto. There's a sense of urgency to provide clarity in Washington. I mean, there is still questions. Okay.
He's live.
Got it. All right. Let's switch over to the Trumper. One second. Pull it. Pull it.
Can you guys hear that? I don't think we hear it yet.
Okay.
So again, nothing burger.
Yeah. So sorry if you couldn't hear that. We did try our best. I pulled a third microphone and cranked the speakers and put it up to it. We need to figure that out. Definitely.
Yeah, that's wild.
Sucks that didn't work because it worked last time. I do need to figure out why we haven't been able to get what's on the computer.
Yeah.
So StreamYard's weird. On Google Chrome, it always played through because it was going through a single tab. But we switched to Firefox because we couldn't get the third camera working on Google Chrome. So I think since we switched to Firefox, that has changed. So sorry about that. Bitcoin dropped to 85K. It was a bit of a nothing burger.
Yeah.
Basically, he said, we have the Bitcoin strategic reserve. We're trying to make it so America is the crypto capital of the world. We want it to be, much easier, an investment vehicle for all investors, from institutional to retail, large and small, to quickly be able to get into this. Thank you for all your support, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it was a little bit of an overview of a recap of what we've seen and what we've known. There was no really new information other than the fact that our president is basically every day, every week going over, hey guys, we're doing this. Hey guys, we're doing this. So the consistency I appreciate. In terms of the news, nothing. That was it.
Exactly. To us who are anybody that's listening or watching the show, it's that same kind of thing. Like, you're an industry insider. Unless you're brand new to crypto, you've heard these messages, you've seen these things, right? It's nothing really new from what he said back in July of last year at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's just reiterating the point. So anybody knew that any new touch points that this gets, people understand that, the United States is embracing cryptocurrency, embracing blockchain technology and stuff. And so bullish. Like again, the narrative could not be more bullish. However, you see prices drop, Bitcoin dropping to 85,000 on that because he didn't say we're buying it all.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, hold on, let me go to like a 12 min just to see what happened. 1 second.
But definitely, I mean, bullish news.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, definitely a little bit of a push down. Nothing crazy though. I mean, so basically we had that was last night, 10 p.m. So this has been a lot of time right here. It's kind of scrunched up. That's why. So then here's midnight. And then from midnight, we kind of had a move down, a build up to that conversation. And then in the past, couple candles. Nothing crazy. It's really 1% in 48 minutes. That's not much. And this candle has already had a pretty heavy wick low. If we go to the DGen time frame here, you can see it kind of came down and hammered and then picked up. So there's certainly there's a big fight going on right now. Not really a clear sense of direction for the current price. That wick is a little concerning because the past couple wicks here have been kind of comes down, pushes, comes up, comes down, pushes, comes up, comes down, pushes. Let's see if it has another little blip up the move there. So we are going to begin our. Why are my?
You can't back arrow still?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes lately it's been weird. So we are going to get into the top 20 overview as promised. First off, kind of let's start at the top.
The king.
Right. So let's Bitcoin. Okay. So here we are. Number one, 85,000 and change market cap, almost 1.7 trillion with a T. So much further past anything else, but takes so much more money to move the needle. Really something worth taking into account. Total supply is approaching 19.9 million. Max supply, of course, 21. And, this is going to happen very slowly over time. This last little bit doesn't matter. The most of the Bitcoin has been made. That's kind of where we are. I do want to say quickly, I have a story about Michael Saylor.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Saylor has become the Little John of crypto. Let's think about the words that made Lil John famous. What? Yeah. Okay. He says like two things, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
Did he start getting crunked,
dude? So he doesn't say much. Turned down for what? That's all. Some people will sit and write notepads of lyrics to try to figure out a hit song. He just says turn down for what?
Okay.
And everyone loses their shit. And Michael Saylor has become officially the Little John of crypto because Michael Saylor makes a stunning Bitcoin EUR prediction. This stunning prediction, this tweet. He said, let's count the letters here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 15 letter tweet, 16 letter tweet. EUR gonna need BTC.
Oh,
holy shit. That's a stunning. All right. And then what about this one? Try BTC. 6 letters at a time. Like he's officially the Little John of crypto. What?
Another one.
Okay. Turn down 4 watts. All right. That's what he's become. And he should try harder.
That's a really good analogy.
You should try BTC. He should try harder. That's just me. All right. So Bitcoin, let's do the Bitcoin overview. All right. So we're going to look at daily timeframes here.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what is the most important aspect of this chart in my book is the fact that every time we've gone up the staircase, we have not gone below the previous high, even here. Right, we wick to it. Let's kind of look at what happened from as we got into 24, as we gone through 24. Remember, we could not get above 50,000. We wicked it here. And once we got above it, we wicked it, but we stayed above it. All right. That's really, really crucial. It's driving me crazy that the back button's not working. So I'm going to do less circles now. That's God telling me to do less circles. All right. So, and then once
Or just
we
keep your circles.
got into here, we have not gone back into this range. So it's one of those deals where, of course, what do we need to do? We need to keep a very, very close eye on that support resistance level. Also, look at the volume. Okay, there's a big old gap, big old low volume node. And actually, the point of control is actually above the current price, which is strong. Okay. What is concerning is that is there a death cross coming?
I was just about to ask you that.
All right. So it is kind of curving out. You can kind of see, this sort of, it has a little bit of curvature to it. And we've seen like kisses before. The impending death cross is scary, but it doesn't mean it has to happen or if it has to obliterate us. Look at this. Here it comes. We came up the hill. Oh, here comes the death cross. It's going to happen. It's going to suck. And the 50 literally gave the 200 EMA just a little smooch. And nothing happened. And actually from that point, we exploded. So don't let that bother you. What do we want to let guide us here? We want to let the structure guide us here. All right. So if we kind of look at, the kind of overview of this uptrend, okay, we're still holding that. And if you wanted to draw it from here, I mean, obviously we're still holding that, just to keep that in mind. But even if we go with the sharper angle here, we kind of get to a point where unless, so starting June, we would have to break structure to break this support resistance. All right. So that is kind of the story of Bitcoin, in my opinion, is that this support resistance level at 74,157. So basically, if it goes under 74,1, that would be a disrespect of that level. And I think that would be a break of structure.
Yeah.
That would be a complete break of structure. Does it have to happen? No. No, it doesn't.
No, but with that, you're talking end of June, man, beginning of July, it lines you right back up with that Q3. So maybe we do go down and touch that trend line and then pick back up in the beginning of the second half of the year, which is in line with everything that we've been talking about.
Right. So another thing I want to point out is that we've been below the 200 on the daily for a while. Our candle yesterday closed above it, and now we're kind of fighting for it. I would like to see this. Wow, what is happening? I would like to see us get above that. Wow. Where'd you go with this chart right now? It took me all the way down to $2. What did I click that took me to $2?
Wow.
You know how long this is going to take? There we go. Jeez Louise. But so, yeah, the EMA situation there's that. And also another thing I want to point out lastly with Bitcoin, I'll give you some closer levels here, is in the Telegram group yesterday, invariably, it was very impossible to miss the point where every chart was forming some sort of pennant. All right. Because every chart has been putting in higher lows. So there's been a lot of this going on where, we have the local lower lows, lower highs, and then the higher lows under that. And that gives us what I like to refer to as a point of intersection where this chart has to either break out or break down. Okay. And I did it again. Okay. This is driving me crazy. I got to figure, I must have clicked something that changed the setting or something. But yeah, this point of intersection for Bitcoin locally, March 26th. So Wednesday, it's Thursday now, the next Wednesday, by then Bitcoin will have done one or the other. And guys, on the 2-hour chart here, the bull cross looks like that could happen. We kind of got that curvature. And what do we always say? Rounded bottoms pay the bills. So on your Bitcoin chart, you need to draw this little local pennant setup. You need to draw support resistance right here. This is a very important level. We have this here, that. We have some fight here. We got some here. You can see how many times Bitcoin has fought for this level. All right. That is 87,400. All right. So 87,400. That is the level. We break that level. All right. We are going to want to target previous support resistance, which would be 93,409. All right. 93,409. And of course, the point of control, local point of control, is up here at around 96,000. Keep an eye on that as well. On the other side, what would be confirmation for the loss of? Well, there would be a couple, because there's this kind of tighter level here that kind of this wick back here touches it. These two wicks here before the bigger wick touches it. We got a fight here and then right here. So there are that level as well is one that has been fought over, and that kind of gives a bit of a tighter range than going from the bottom, which I am also going to have an alarm at. So this top one here, 82,492. All right. Blah, 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 blah. 82,492. And then this second one right here, 81,136. And then, of course, this bottom one here, I'm not going to type out every single one, but this bottom one is 77,964. I'll do this one just for the sake of Bitcoin being done proper. 77,964. Okay. So this is the current local pennant setup. All right, I'll make these white so you can see differentiate the support resistance levels from the structural setup. Okay. And so it's very hard to trade just trend line breaks. Mm-hmm. So to remedy that, you could also draw confirmation levels to confirm the break of the trend line. Okay. If you wanted to do a tightened range strategy, because as you can see, there's a bit of a gap from 87.4 to 82.4. Get my brush, like kind of this gap here. If you wanted to tighten this, you could see how there's this big support resistance here that kind of has like a line through the middle of the heart of this range. I'll make this one blue because it's not the same as the other levels. I can kind of show you all the times it's been touched or rejected at this level, right? So this level is 84,904. 84,904. And that's kind of the heart of the current range that it's in. I would say this is more of an awareness alarm. If we came down through it, you could target 82.4, which would be a 3% move down if we came through it. But also right now, I want you to pay attention because we're on the right side of the EMAs right now. So I would actually much prefer to come up, hit this, go through 87.4 and long from that point in time. And I just did that thing again. Okay. So yeah, this charts are driving me a little crazy right now. I must have clicked like a weird setting or something. And also, last thing I'll say about Bitcoin, if you wanted to tighten this range, you could, because there is this right there. We have touch, wick, touch right there. If you wanted to tighten the top of the range, that would be 86,760. 86,760. And that is, 0.8% if you wanted to target 87.4. So ultimately that could become your target. You could have a less than 1% trade, up to that point. So Bitcoin, obviously we did extremely proper, spent a bunch of time here on Bitcoin as it deserves that type of time, but Absolutely. We do have the rest of the other coins in the top to look at. Ethereum, I'm going to rip through these much faster. All right. ETH, 200. It's just so crazy that the gap.
Yeah, I know, right?
Between Bitcoin and Ethereum, dude. It's insane.
Do you think like if Ethereum didn't shoot itself in the foot, it would have kind of gained a little bit more traction of Bitcoin, as opposed to we've seen it really go down over the last several?
I'm a bit worried about Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, and I think that has everything to do with dude, I just think people are using it less and less. I don't see the inverse head and shoulders on a weekly. I don't know where that came from. But
I mean, like even the Gwei used to be what 60. Now most of the time it's less than $1 or less than a full Gwei.
yeah, I mean, dude, I feel like less people are using it.
100%.
And it's not as relevant as it was before. And of course, you know, it has been deflationary a bit since the switch from proof of work to proof of stake. But there is no max supply technically, but it has kind of flipped around since that happened. So looking at the chart here, you know, the $2,000 level has been the psychological level. We are looking at a weekly here. I do feel that we are very close to printing, you know, the end of this momentum wave here. When we get that green dot on the weekly, that will be a big deal, certainly. And like I've said before, although I feel that if the bottom's not in, we got to be close. We got to be close. Where's my EMAs? Okay, there they are. So kind of looking at the daily here, I'll kind of get rid of some of this other chart graffiti. This is what I'm focused on the daily with Ethereum. One, it's kind of hard to ignore the bullish divergence we have down here on the oscillator. That's pretty obvious. The point of control, at least locally, is pretty far above where we are, 70% above. That's crazy. Very crazy. And also it's worth mentioning this massive volume gap from 26 to 30 to 33. I mean, that's why we came down so quickly with, oh my God, dude. Why? I changed the settings with the back button somehow. I got to go in and fix it in the settings. But yeah, if you kind of see this candle right here, kind of taking us through that little volume node, that's what that was. So what I'm paying attention to is obviously the trend line here, you know, kind of something to that effect, where the 2K psychological level, you know, kind of forming a bit of a triangle. You know, kind of hard to ignore that, or even if you wanted to draw a line from, like, you know, the wick low, you could do that. 17, and then so that level is 1740. All right, and then I would say big support resistance coming across the back right there, and that could serve as confirmation if we got to that point at 2342. So that's like the main range right now, 2342 to 1744. And I know that's a very large range, but it's also, when you zoom into Ethereum, you realize that, you know, it has been sideways. It has been sideways. So although I just gave you a larger range, what I'm looking at is when we have finally put in higher lows. So is it going to come down, kiss this? All right. Also, we have this overhead resistance. Because remember, Ethereum was stuck in this range for a while. Remember, we did this on the show. It was 8 days in a 7% range. 8 days in a 7% range, dude. That's
accumulate.
Right. So when we broke this, like, obviously that was the obvious trade there. So now, oh, dude, this is so bad. So obviously we have, I'm not even going to go for that support resistance. We have the top of this. 2068. We have this middle line, 1959, and this would be the current C range, where we have our targets already set from this low, and we would like to keep a close eye on the trend line. This one here, I would draw that trend line and alarm it, because if we break down, that's an obvious short. But if we break up from 2072, you could target this previous high-low support resistance that also is aligned to a volume profile spike right there. So we're talking current C range, 2068 is the top. Bottom of it is 1959 is the bottom. And that bigger swing I gave you before would be targets and the larger range plus local trend line. So there you go for Ethereum.
Well, the one thing that I'll add about Ethereum, trading Ethereum right now, is because it is coming off of support, whereas a lot of things may still be coming down the hill off of a resistance. Like there's a lot more upside to Ethereum than there is, you know, on some other things right now, compared to like getting back to an all-time high, or at least a local high.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I'm really interested to see the next week for Ethereum, because like I said, on the weekly, it is getting damn close to printing that dot on Market Cipher B. And guys, these don't miss, dude. These really don't miss. Even if it's been like a shorter push, like this dot here, right there, boom. Right here still had that one. Right here still had that one. Right here had this. Right here had this. Like so many times on the weekly, once we get the end of the bottom of the momentum wave and that curvature and the green dot on market cipher, that hasn't missed on the weekly for Ethereum. So when we are pushing at the end, and if you can really pay attention to market cipher B here, the RSIs are hooking. They're expanded, but they're hooking, and the VWAP is pushing up too. So there's a lot of confluence there, and like you kind of look at the past few deep momentum wave cuts. This one is already further out. You know, the only one that's longer than the one we're on was this one. And this one was from June of 2022. Everything else, I mean, this is the biggest weekly momentum wave in years in terms of how far it's coming back. And when you think about weekly momentum waves, think of Slingshot getting pulled back. The further it comes down, the harder it comes up. Pay attention to the Ethereum weekly chart and set these local alarms. It certainly, these alarms are going to tip you off for when the weekly pushes up. And then you'll get some serious moves there. So you don't sleep on Ethereum. Next one on the list. I think we should just do 10 today.
Okay.
Because I mean, to go through 20 would be insane. I think the Trump thing
we are gonna cut a lot out though with you know, stables and wrapped and all that stuff.
Yeah, I just think it'd be
yeah, I'm down.
We'll be able to do a better job going 10 at a time.
Perfect.
20 at a time. XRP number 3. Market cap $143 billion. XRP is much closer to Ethereum than Ethereum is close to Bitcoin. Maybe that's the flippening.
Oh, you actually just stole the words out of my mouth. It is going. That is the flippening that is going to happen.
So here's the thing that people don't like to admit with XRP: circulating supply 58.1 bill. You know, with the max supply, total supply, you basically 100. It still has a long way to go. It's, you know, under 60% of the way there. But the way XRP does their tokenomics is so stupid. It is so stupid, bro. This is what they do. Every month, I think it's 20 million tokens. There's an escrow account, okay? And they are supposed to take coins from the escrow account and put them into the circulating supply. But guess what? If they did it this way the whole time, it would already be completely vested. They would have ran out of time a long time ago. So to remedy this, what they do is they put an unknown, there's no rhyme or reason why they put, so out of that 20 million every month, there's no rhyme or reason why they pick the number they pick. It's like arbitrary. And they put that amount into the supply, which is obviously a very little amount. And then the rest of that 20 million goes into another escrow account.
Okay.
And it's like literally, oh, how many are we going to put in the supply this week? I don't know. Throw a dart. It's like insane. But like they're doing it this way for a reason, because if they inflate too aggressive, people are going to bail.
It'll dilute it, yeah.
But at the same time, when you're holding XRP, understand that in the long haul, you know, what, you know, 41.9% of the supply, excuse 39.2, excuse me, 0.9% of the, yeah, 39.2% of the supply isn't in yet. Like what? You know, that's a lot, dude.
That's a lot still hanging out there.
That's a lot of XRP. No, I'm wrong. 60. So it would be 42. 42% is still not in yet.
Still quite a bit.
Keep that in your crawl, you know.
Let's look at the chat.
XRP. I'm gonna try to find like a random one.
Look at the one that's got $10 by Christmas marked in.
Oh yeah. I don't know which one that was. Things that are never going to happen for 15, Alex. Oh, thank you, sir. I was just kidding. All right, so where's my EMA? Oh, it's just gone. Okay, well, I guess we don't have an EMA on this chart. All right, so couple things worth pointing out. XRP, obviously, very strong, above the 382. All right, and when it comes to, if you wanted to like talk trend lines, keep in mind we're looking at a weekly right now. And you know, this, look at this on the weekly compared to Ethereum, you know, like it's still coming down in the momentum wave. So if we were to switch to like a 2-day, all right, that's kind of a little bit more like it. All right. So what you need to realize is that this thing, you kind of ignore the deepest wick and look at that, that's kind of like the truth of the matter here. Because XRP just shot to the moon. Okay. It loses this, like goes under $1.89. You see XRP at $1.87, or really, because if it lost that, this wick would be your target. And we did wick to that. So if we lost $1.89, $1.72, $1.73, that would be your target. To be fair, how much of a move down is that? About 9.6%. We lose this one. No man's land. Discovery down. Okay.
You got a few stopping points potentially, right? But
not much, dude.
Yeah.
Not much.
Just those two little volumes.
So that is really the biggest alarm on XRP. Basically, I'm just gonna say $1.90, $1.72. Okay, those two alarms are really big. I'm not gonna go through all like these alarms because it will be a plummet. If we lost that, it would be a very aggressive plummet.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would like to have seen this bull div work out a little better, given the news. Kind of anchor wave, trigger wave, with the price coming down. We didn't get that much of a move up, even off the best news this coin could have got.
Seriously.
If you want to, I would kind of draw this out like this to respect that top trend line. And then as we zoom into, say, a 2-hour, how I would read this is that, all right, we have this double bottom kind of situation here. So that level we already have. And then I would certainly draw this higher low. It's great to see it put in higher lows, but the higher lows can help guide us through the trades. Because if we kind of set support resistance off this level at 225, and then we set, we kind of have a very close to a double top right there, very close to it. I would go from the current top. So 2.606 is the top. The bottom is 224. All right. And so that would be the top and bottom of our conditional range. And I would say let the break of either this top of this trend line or the higher lows guide you through the decision. And then the confirmation levels are more your timing. And then your targets, of course, would be this high or would be this high. And you can kind of go through the chart and copy exactly what I have. So just pause and I'll change the color of the trends so you can see them a little bit better. All right. And now take a screenshot of that right there and just copy it on your chart. If you want to type the numbers, you can. But the main conditional range, these two levels right here, the top 260, the bottom 223. Okay. So that's the main overview of XRP and what we're waiting for to react to the market right now. If you wanted to go a little bit further down the rabbit hole, just a little bit.
What time frame are you on now?
I just clicked to the 23-minute.
Okay.
Because of this most recent setup, we had the news, okay? And of course, the CPI yesterday, we paused like we said we were going to. And what happened? About nothing. I would keep an eye on this locally. This is like in the past day. And then what you could do is you could kind of pull levels from here for confirmation and targets if it was to break up. If it continues down, this is kind of sitting on a pretty important support resistance level right now. If you wanted to move down a little bit and just go from the local low, 242. So if we lost that down, you could continue in the downtrend. If we broke out of the uptrend and broke confirmation, you could target 256 from the alarm at 251. Not much of a trade, but about a 1.8% scalp. That's what I would be looking at for the scalpers for XRP. I'm not going to zoom in that far on every chart, but that's because of the nature of the quick, sharp move up and then the formation of this sort of flag. This is kind of a little bit easier to trade than other setups because we kind of, when you have a pump like this, it's kind of easy to scalp some of the mess made afterwards. All right. That was
Good point.
XRP.
Boom.
We back.
We back, baby.
Shout out to everybody who stuck around. About 133 people in this live stream. Obviously, not everyone wants to go through the entire top 100, but hey, for those of you that really care and really want to pay attention, this is your stream.
Hey,
I'm doing this for the streets right now. The Tether.
So smash the like button is what he's saying.
Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, all the things. So Tether, guys. Look at this chart. Stability. I think people in toxic relationships should look at this chart because of all the stability going on. Interesting. Look at that. Look at all this. Look how stable this is. Look how healthy and stable. Stability, guys. Stability. All right. Or if you wanted to look at the market cap chart for Tether, this is interesting. What does this tell you about crypto?
Up and to the right.
Interesting. Isn't that funny? And then it is kind of interesting to look at when, from May 22nd from May 22 to August of 22, it actually fell 20%. That's the largest dip in the Tether market cap in the past 5 years. I think that's kind of worth keeping an eye on. If Tether ever has another dip, what does that tell you? Bear market. Okay. So certainly something to consider there. BNB. Bambi. This is a chart I've never traded, dude. I don't know why. I don't know how. I never gravitated toward when someone's like, "Oh, we're doing something on BNB chain." You know what I say?
T-Gems.
Cool. Sweet. BNB chain. Love it, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I have PTSD from the BNB coin only because when I got into crypto in 2017, there was like this thing where you would get all these free coins from Binance from starting up your account and doing all this stuff. And I sold all mine at like $8 thinking I was like a boss hog. And that thing, like, dude, within weeks shot up to like $400.
Really?
I thought at $8 I was the king, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. That was tragic. It's one of my biggest flubs.
That's a pretty big flub, bro.
Yeah.
Flub it. Interestingly enough, this thing isn't like a bullish setup. I would kind of draw it more like that just for the sake of clarity. Yeah, this thing is set up as more bullish than most because it's going the right direction. I don't want to try to force a cup and handle drawing out of this. It's already if you want to say that, it cup handled and then down, so maybe double handle, which is a thing. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna stay away from that. All right, quick broad strokes here on BNB. So we have the lows. This is the local wick down, and as you can see, these previous touches back here. All right, so that level is extremely important at 505. Obviously, we're at 621, so that doesn't matter that much. Kind of talking broad strokes. What's interesting is that this thing didn't like really stop anywhere. Like when it moves up, that's insane. From this wick, 20% in 10 days. That's not too crazy. But without really going too far down the level rabbit hole, obviously that matters. The trend coming down, and then obviously the local uptrend, which has less time. That's what I'm watching. Okay, so when you see, I always do this to charts because it puts them in a situation where they have to do something by a date, and that date is 6 days away. Okay, Wednesday. All right, so we set levels that would be confirmation for if it was to break up at 683. And then we set levels for something it would have to break if it broke down, which would be, I would say, right here. All right, 604. And then if you wanted to set this previous high as an awareness alarm, that could become a confirmation alarm eventually, depending on when, 643. Those are the main, 4 alarms I would set on this one for now. And of course, if you wanted to get targets, you could come down here, 559, or you could come up here, or even, actually, I don't like that one as much. If you come back there, a little bit more accurate. Yeah, 694. So we have our directional setup. Let me change the color of this to blue. All right. Today I'm gonna paint your pants blue. You know the movie I just quoted?
No.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Okay.
So we kind of got like this local uptrend paired with the further downtrend inside of a macro bull flag. Okay. And then we have the levels accordingly that would be for confirmation in the event we broke these angles. All right. So there you go for BNB. Oh, and we actually, I didn't look at the overview for BNB. We do have Solana next. Oh, all right. BNB 90.2 billion. About 3/4 through its supply. So that, almost 75% there for the supply. So the worst is certainly over for BNB. I just have said, it's been a mainstay in the top 5 for a long time.
And it probably will continue as well, because not only they're going to continue to grow, but if Binance US comes back, and only, even though they're separate companies, I feel like it still adds to the narrative, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, like I think BNB is the perfect example of an exchange coin in action, dude. I mean, there's so much value. I mean, look at BitGet token. BitGet token is, where is BitGet token?
That's the exchange token that every
29th by market cap, dude.
That's the one that I think every exchange is like, that's the holy grail of exchange token.
Yep. And then it kind of should, because it has a built-in utility. There's always going to be, people are always going to use it. Before I get into Solana, I do want to pull this story that I had about Solana. Actually, when I was talking about Tether, I do want to say Tether becomes the 7th largest buyer of U.S. Treasury in 2024. That is massive, guys. Tether is, if there was ever any question about their liquidity, about their money, their backing, they have proved that. They have changed that story around. Tether is here to stay. I will go ahead and say that. Now, switching back to Solana, I should have said that during the Tether section, but I forgot. Pump funds slowdown triggers a 97% collapse in Solana network earnings. Whoa.
Good.
What does that tell you, bro?
Meme season as we know it is coming to an end.
97% collapse in network earnings. That's crazy. That, like, is the whole thing built on a lie? Like that is, not to mention the ad that they made that they pulled down. They need to take notes from my friends at Algorand.
Just go with melted ice cream.
Yeah.
Or with getting hit by a truck, whatever it was.
But yeah. He's convulsing. And also there is some good news for Solana though. Solana futures ETF to grow institutional adoption despite limited inflows. The spot ETF may be the next logical step after the futures ETF. But today, the crypto industry is set to debut the first Solana futures ETF, a significant development that may pave the way for the spot ETF. Volatility Shares is launching 2 Solana futures ETFs. The Volatility Shares Solana ETF SOLZ, SOLZ, and the Volatility Shares 2X Solana ETF SOLT on March 20th. Hey, J-Change, what's today's date?
So March 20th.
March 20th. Okay.
It's live today.
Here we go. So yeah, so today is the day of the first Solana ETFs. They are futures. They are not spot.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get futures first. That's what happened to Bitcoin. Kind of, they're doing it the right way.
That's so you can speculate more.
Yep. So this does open a piece of the puzzle. It's not spot, but it is futures, and it is a step in the right direction. So despite a 97% collapse in network earnings, hey, at least they have a futures ETF. Amazing.
Well, let's get back to utility.
Yeah. So still, nevertheless, number 6 by market cap, earned its way into the top 10 for sure. $65.6 billion market cap, circulating supply 510 million, a max supply, infinite, forever.
Be bubble forever.
Forever. Okay, so there's that. Solana. Try to find a chart that's not marked up to oblivion. Oh, yep, there's one that's marked up to oblivion. Okay. Yeah, I just clicked like a random.
How low can you go? Yep.
Okay, this I can do. Hey, look at that breakout we talked about. We were on that money. All right. So this one's a little bit more cut and dry than the other ones. And here's why. Number one, bullish divergence. That way. Okay. That's we can all see that. All right. That's very, very clear. Okay. Also, point of control. We're zoomed out pretty far right now. About 12% above the current price. What we need to watch is this level here. Or if you even want to draw it from the local low, that's fine. If you also want to draw an additional one from the body of the candle, that's okay too, because that also aligns with several other touch points on the chart. So if we were to lose the first one, that wick level is your target. 122.6 is the top. It's a 9.3% drop to the bottom, which would be 111.9. Okay. That's big historical shit because it has held this level since it came up the hill in, I don't know, February 2024. Solana losing that wick level would be a complete, utter breakdown. But when you consider the point of control is above the current price action, we have bullish divergence on the oscillator, and we have bounced from this level I'm not going to draw a circle every time because I have to go back and manually delete them all, but I'll count them out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times we've come to this level, 1 or 2, and have bounced. Okay. So history would show us that, from here to here, 66%, from here to here, 52%, from here to this little one, 20%, went back to the bottom, then back up 50%. From here to here, 20%, 108%, 134%. You get my point. All right. The next level that jumps out at me is this one, because this is kind of the cut between value area low, and the higher one. All right. So that's kind of the divide of the Solana price chart. That if it ever gets back above, when it gets back above $1.81, expect $1.81 to become floor ceiling support resistance. Mm-hmm. Those are the broad strokes. Here is what's more on my mind. So we've already established point of control above the price and bullish divergence on the daily, and we are at the level where we always bounce. Now, if you try to draw this like a perfect downtrend like this, it doesn't really work. All right. But if you wanted to kind of pull this in like this, that makes a little bit more sense. All right. What I would say is that, dude, this point of intersection is Monday. It is very close to breaking out of this trend or breaking down, one or the other. We do have a bit of a bear div on the 4-hour because this is flat and this is like higher up. You know what I mean? It's not like divergence, but it's like it's pressure is what it is.
I mean, how far can it go though? Could you possibly see under $100 Solana?
Well, so this level here, floor ceiling support resistance, that's $80, dude. Phew. Well, 78. Okay. 78. That would be target. And then there's this level also floor ceiling support resistance at 94. So that would kind of be the levels on the way down. But it's just so important that it bounced off these two levels 8 times and came back up. Went back home, came back up. Came back home, went back up. That's literally the 16-cent level for Algorand. It has a pump, it gave it all back. It has a pump, it gave it all back. It has a pump, it gave it all back. And here we are. It gave it all back. And we're at that level. So history would tell me that this is either the perfect time to buy Solana or we're about to get completely fucking obliterated. And I'm leaning towards my argument that I think that if the bottom isn't already in, we're really close. We're really close. All right. So back to, I want to do like a 2-hour. Where's my EMA? Okay, I don't have time for this. So back to my thoughts. We already have the levels on the way down. Alarm 1, 122.15. alarm 2 111.6, and then like 93.7. All right.
Mm.
There's that. But now what about confirmation? So obviously perfect floor ceiling support resistance, and also the previous double top on a 2-hour time frame right here. Of course, you're going to want the EMA to be on the right side of the fence when or if this ever happens. But that would be a understand that this downtrend started all the way back in January, and we get back above that level. That's confirmation, dude. That's confirmation. 136.65.
It is.
That's big.
Note it.
Not to mention,
because we basically shoot all the way up to the level of the top of that node, right?
So this, I would say this right here would put us through the low volume node. So that becomes target 1. So we got the big alarm, 136.6. Target 1 is 11% up the hill, 152. And then that pulls us through low volume node. And then that takes us to this, which we were rejected from twice at 181. All right. So you have the breakout level, you have the trend lines, you have the breakout level. Let me change the color of the trend lines as always. And then also, just like every other chart, slightly higher lows. Like, is this the change of direction we've been waiting for? And that point of control is Sunday, where the support resistance point of control is Monday. So guys, keep a close eye on Solana this weekend. The main conditional range, 136, 122. If it goes to 137 or 121, you know what to do. It's in a tight conditional range right now, with the kind of converging of the lower highs and the higher lows. So this is a really interesting time for Solana. Alarm that up big time.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, so that's Solana.
What's next?
USDC, a lot of stability. Lot of stability. Cardano. I'm gonna hide the charts really quick. I don't want to give away because I did a Telegram overview in. That's actually what I'm gonna do. If you want the Cardano chart, it's in the Telegram group.
Oh,
I put it there yesterday.
Just join.
Yep, just join the Telegram group. I put it there yesterday. We have gone through the awareness alarm, but we have not gone through the big current range, and that is also in a kind of a pennant of its own. Also fighting above the 618 Fibonacci. It is at the kind of a value area. It is trading above the 50 EMA on the 2-hour, but below the 200. So it is kind of forming a little Cardano sandwich.
Ooh.
And if you want the exact levels, you want to see that exact breakdown, hey, sign up for the Telegram group, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. We've been doing very good over there. We did kind of get this bounce off of 68.4, and once it cleared the 50 EMA, even on the 23-minute chart, we had an alarm at, I'll at least give you that awareness alarm was at 73.1, and we did get about a 3% scalp from that level from when we posted it. But that main C range Cardano is pretty obvious, and it's been kind of trading inside of a 10.5% range for over 10 days now.
Oh, wow. Tight.
So this is another kind of a situation where you're sideways for 10 days. Yes. So once one of those levels breaks, there's your sign. Sign up to the Telegram group if you want more details.
Ada gang only. No Cardano community. Ada gang only.
Ada gang in the house. And I will say that the Telegram group's growing, man. Been getting a bunch of emails every day. It's been a killer group, man. I'm so excited for the traders in that group. They've all been putting in the time, man. It's good to see. It's good to see. All right, so Cardano's in the Telegram group if you want that one. Dogecoin. Ooh, this should be fun. This should be fun. Doji.
Where my Doge is at? Oh.
Doge.
Actually,
Dogecoin. I'm gonna find like a random one all the way down the hill. Forex.com. Yeah, there we go. Wow, dude, I didn't realize how insane this chart is. Wait, this isn't correct. Dogecoin's not $17.
That's wild.
Okay, there we go. So interesting. This is what yells at me. Is this kind of that large time frame overlook that it could still fall and technically still be in this big uptrend? You see what I'm saying? That's or even if you wanted to draw from this being the bottom and go this way, you could. It's still kind of respecting that. That's really interesting because even if you draw it from there, that's where it would land.
Now, do you say that, and just for mental clarity or whatever, do you say that because you really just want 2 touch points on a trend line, right? And so because you've got the 2, you can do that, and you get yourself more of a shorter look?
Yeah, because this is a more time going all the way back to 23, but you have to understand that this is its own downtrend. This is its own bottom.
Right. Okay.
And if you just connect, let me actually draw a little bit more perfect. Oops. On the brush, off the brush. Yeah, so pretty damn close, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or even if you pulled it back to that, you could.
Right.
Because you got this wick. So we got touch. Like that's all relevant. And that it just so happens that, that trend line is there and it comes down in the future. This is where it gets tested. You know what I mean? That's why, leaving these alarms on, dude, so important. Having a fundamental understanding of what's going on from historical trend lines, dude, it's invaluable stuff. It really is. Locally, this is the picture. Kind of a very wide downtrend. As you can see, the downtrend isn't like hugging this. I mean, you could draw a secondary one, like more local if you'd like to, but because this one kind of messes up that angle, so it actually has a lot of room to wiggle before a breakout. But point of intersections may and that kind of gives us more time in my opinion. So we kind of have the downtrend, the uptrend converging. Go to the 2 hour. Doge.
Ooh, yeah.
Very similar setup to Cardano. Local lower highs, local higher lows, big deal. We have floor ceiling type support resistance here. That level is 18.1, which is this level. It's not touching. There's actually a little gap in between. Where's my line profile? All right, so there's actually a little gap here. Come on. Right there. All right, so that would be 17.8. So that is a little scalp you could target because of the gap in between, about 1% there. Not worth keeping an eye on. And then so the current C range is obviously here to here. So and then level number 1 would be there, and then we have the touches below. So from the very, very top, 18.1, second one very close, 17.9. We have the directional alarm for the local uptrend. If that breaks, confirmation 1 would be 16.5, target 1 would be 16.2. That would still, although not much, is about a 1.8% trade. Hey, to the scalpers, I'm looking at you. And on the 2 hour, it is kind of trying to push under that 50 EMA. So that's worth keeping an eye on as well. And then if you want to draw a line from that level here, that'd be around 15.3. But that's kind of from the wick alarm. So I think it's much more likely to kind of, to stay sideways. And similar to Cardano, even if we go from here, Dogecoin has spent the past 9 days inside a 10.6% range. Guys, anytime you see a significant altcoin, a top 10 altcoin, spend 9 days, spend 10 days inside of a 10% range, alarm that range. Keep it simple. If it's trading between 8 and 10 or 9 and 10, so you know what I mean? 9 and 10. It's going back and forth. Hits 9, it goes to 10, goes to 10, goes to 9, goes to 9, goes to 10. For 10 days, 11 days, 9 days. Set an alarm at 9 and set an alarm at 10. And when one of them goes off, trade the break. Like, this is as tough as the past week has been for trading conditions. It's setting up easy trades. It's hard to trade the chop, dude. You can't trade back and forth between 9 and 10. Don't do it. Don't do it. But at least be aware, okay, we're ranging for 10 days. When this range breaks, you best believe I ain't missing that. You can't miss that. If you miss that, what are you doing? Like, come on, guys. Like it is very simple.
Yep.
I have a couple extra alarms here, okay? And that's all good and well. But the main alarm for Doge, the top of that range is 17.9. The bottom of that range is 16.2. That's it. That's it. Doge is done.
Doge is done.
Doge is done. Last one, Tron.
Oh God.
TRX, aka who gives a shit? $21.8 billion market cap. Current supply 95 billion. Max supply infinite.
Yeah.
Infinite. CryptoFace is weird. He uses the TRX network because I have a Market Cipher. Guys, if you want to sign up for Market Cipher, of course, click the link down below. But my Market Cipher referral links pays to a TRX wallet, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? It's called Ethereum, bro. Pay for it. You know what I mean? Pay for it. Bro.
We love you, Face, but
yeah, much love, dude. Also, oh, that's not the same thing. I had a ton story, but we're not into the ton. Just for the hell of it. Telegram-based ton foundation raised over 400 million with token sale. Interesting. Keep a close eye on that story. That was the last story I had pulled up, and I realized that I wasn't going to get to cover it. So I just set it out of order anyway. So there's
what is what is ton?
I think it's like
top 20.
13. Well, 13. Good guess.
Okay.
Very good guess. It's above Chainlink, which is really hard to believe.
Like, there's a big gap between what is it, Tron?
Well, we're basically going to pick back up with Toncoin.
Yeah.
Which is why I brought that story up, because it goes Lido wrapped. I'm not going over Lido or Lido or wrapped. And then Toncoin, Link, Leo, Stellar, Hedera, Avalanche.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, so just think of like the top 10, right? So you got Tron number 10 at what was it? How many billion? 21 billion. And the next coin is Ton at 9 billion. So it's huge gap between 10 and 11 when you're looking at coins.
And that's why the others chart is so important and so much more accurate than Total 3. That's why we look at that chart. You know. So okay, so let's do TRX. I don't really want to do TRX, but I will.
Justin Sun approved.
Trading View. TRX. I don't think I've ever looked at a TRX chart in my life.
We're about to find out.
We're about to learn today. Okay. That's fine. So, I mean,
it's tight. That range is tightening, though, huh?
I mean, look at this manipulative bullshit, dude. This is like my high school girlfriend. In 121 days, it only pumped 278%. I'm not waiting around for that. Ondo and HBAR and Algorand and BChain spit in that space in like 20 days. So what's more important here than trying to draw a line like this is understanding that pump and that quick recovery is an outlier. All right. It doesn't matter. What matters is this local range. All right. And it's like this. And it's changing as time goes. And we can't really kind of sideways measure this, but you just kind of roughly measure about a 20% range, roughly, back and forth. And it's been technically inside this range since, December of 24. So like this thing is almost impossible to day trade. Like, why are you going to try to go back and forth? It's been, 4 months back and forth in a 20% range. Like, who cares? So, and obviously we got a pretty heavy support resistance, floor ceiling type support resistance. I'd say right around here. We did recently bounce off of it. If you want to alarm that wick level, feel free. That level is 21.2. And then I would say this level is a little bit more important than the other ones. 25. So kind of roughly between 21 and 25. If we were to look straight across instead of the crooked range that it's been trading in a downtrend, but if we were to try to pull significant support resistance from the straight across, it would look like that. And then obviously wick target one aligns with support resistance over here. So that would be 20 cents exactly. And then target one on this end of the stick would be 27. And then from up here would be 29. And then, of course, local high, which is all the way up the hill. Body 43, wick 45. Don't even care to alarm that. This is not a chart I will be revisiting. But if you want to, alarming this downtrend that it's been in since December paired with this confirmation level probably wouldn't hurt if you are randomly the only TRX person in the chat. Hey, thanks for being here. I do appreciate
it. Doesn't it stay in the market cap range that it does because of the stable coin on Tron? Like that's really like the saving grace of all of it.
I wish I knew. I don't. That's one that has not been on my radar. It's a boring chart. I've never traded it. Like I tend to learn about the coins, like the ins and outs of the coins that I trade, or coins that are like exciting. You know, dude, it's like you can't know everything there is to know about every coin. You just can't. Like, you know, it's like if you're an Eagles fan, you're not going to know every name of the defensive line of the Vikings.
Right.
Like, you know, like
unless you're one of those guys, but
unless you're just that guy. You know what I mean? There's that.
There is
go
that.
Birds. I will say that. Go Birds, dude. I wasn't an Eagles fan. I am now, bro. I am now.
For life.
Forever. Oh man, that's great. Corey Rosas, go Pack, go. Hey, can someone block him in the chat?
Yeah, seriously, I'm a Bears fan, so get out of here.
I was just kidding. Much love, bro. Oh man, yeah, dude. I think this is fun. I feel like obviously we're not gonna get you know, the crazy amount of viewers systematically going through the top 10, but I feel that I want to feed the core. I want to feed the base, and I want to show the base, hey, go through every single chart and find these opportunities. Like you kind of saw, go through this show and go look at, try to look at a chart and chart it up, and then go and look at what I'm doing and try to figure out why I'm going after certain things. Why did he go for that pattern before he went for that support resistance? Or why was this yelling at him more than that? And as you can see, I'm not just looking at support resistance. I'm not just looking at patterns, but it's the confluence between both of those elements, volume, low volume nodes, paired with oscillators, paired with EMAs. So it's not a one size fits all strategy. Every chart is different, and consequently every trade is different. So you got to be able to kind of get the overall look and like a 10,000 over, you know, for bird's eye view look at confluence. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as the perfect setup, but you have to be able to look at a setup and deduce, okay, is this a risk worth taking? So let's talk about that really quick. Why would I take a risk on a chart? Well, I don't know. If something's in a 10% range for 10 days, if that alarm goes off, that's something that hasn't happened in over a week.
Right.
It's been 10 days since the price has been here. Let's go. Why would you not take a risk on that?
Yeah. Set
a tight stop loss, you know, 1.5%, whatever, and go for it. If you get stopped out, you get stopped out. Big deal. But like, go for it. That is what got me to where I am. Just saying, you know what, AJ? This is, you know, we've waited for 10 days. This alarm finally went off. I've been waiting for this alarm to go off for 10 days. It went off. I'm getting in this trade. I'm going to set a side stop. If I get stopped out, who gives a shit? And I'm going to go for it. And if the trade starts to work out, I'll slowly move my stop loss into the profit. So the worst thing that can happen is I win. And if it just continues and has a God candle, I'm still in the trade. That is how, guys, seriously, that's how I did it.
So you win.
That's how I did it. One trade at a time. One trade at a time. Some of them suck. Sometimes I get stopped out 10 times in a row and I feel dumb. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm the worst trader ever. But then I realized, hey, I only lost 1.11% on every trade. What if I didn't have a stop loss on? What if I didn't have disciplined risk management? This week would have been a lot worse, wouldn't it? I don't care if you get stopped out. I'm glad you guys get stopped out. You know what? You didn't just get liquidated.
Good point.
You know, risk management paired with alarms, paired with logic. Not a bad way to make $1 million.
Yeah, like Karen says, those alarms are your friend, 100%.
Alarms are your friends, and the 50 EMA is your best friend. So, guys, great show. Great show. We are going to work out the volume issues for when we want to watch things on the computer. We got to figure that out. That is something we will work on. It will that will change, I promise. But Trump didn't really say anything anyway, so at least it wasn't like an insane news.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Bitcoin to a gazillion.
Yeah, right. So, all right. Well, you guys are awesome. Please smash a like on the way out the door. Have a safe rest of your day, everybody. Get rich or get wrecked. Peace. Bang, bang.